Toby the sheriff and his wife Sally had a baby boy named Keith. One night, while Toby and Sally were eating takeout, they opened up a fortune cookie and read the fortune. The fortune said that Keith was to kill his father and marry his mother. Toby and Sally feared that this fortune would come true and threw the baby Keith into a water trough, hoping to drown him. Cooter, who had just walked his thirsty horse up to the watering trough, saw the baby boy, picked him up, and brought him home as his own. As the boy grew older, Cooter taught him all the tricks of being a true cowboy. He taught Keith how to duel, how to lasso a rope, and how to ride. One day, Keith walked into the city saloon and couldn't help but overhear a rumor that he was picked out of a water trough and that Cooter was his adoptive parent. He decided to do some investigating himself, and he found out that he was to kill his dad and marry his mother. He saddled up his horse and rode out of town, hoping that the future would not be fulfilled. On his way out of town, he met a man who challenged him to a duel. This man was Toby, but Keith didn't know that this was his real father. So being the true cowboy he was raised to be, Keith took up the man on the challenge and dueled him. This commotion drew a crowd, and they gathered around to watch the duel. Keith and the man turned their backs to each other, took 3 steps each, drew their pistols, and bang! Toby was dead. Keith continued on his journey out of town. As he reached the next town, he decided to stop at the local saloon. As he rode up to the horse-tying bar, an older woman was just leaving. Keith immediately fell in love and lassoed her to make her his own. The woman he fell in love with was Sally, the wife of the late sheriff. They quickly married, and Keith became the new sheriff in town. During this time, their town was experiencing a drought like no other. Keith and Sally did not know what to do, so they called in an experienced farmer to see why there was a drought. This farmer, knowing that it was Keith that was causing the drought, did not want to come right out and say it. However, Keith threatened to trample him with his herd of horses, so the farmer gave in. He told Keith that it was he who was causing the drought. Keith was outraged at this accusation and ordered him to tell the truth. This was when the farmer told him of the prophecy and of the late sheriff's death. He told Keith that there was a witness. However, he is the only remaining witness. After hearing this, Keith and Sally left to go to the town where the remaining witness was rumored to be. Keith and Sally found the witness and questioned him about the duel that he witnessed some 20 years ago. The witness confessed and said that it was indeed a very skilled cowboy who killed Toby. Sally was first to realize that the prophecy had come true. She was horrified and disgusted. Keith, being a little more stubborn, finally realized that it was he who killed his father, married his mother, and fulfilled the prophecy. Sally, unable to live with the truth of what had happened, saddled up her horse and rode off a cliff, committing suicide. Keith, unable to cope with what had happened as well, gouged his eyes out with his spurs so that he would not have to see all the terrible things around him.